That's talent right there. All right, now then, please welcome Livingston's very own Mike Walden. Mike is a local resident who has dabbled in stand-up comedy for several years, coffee shops and talent shows in Bozeman, Phoenix, and Denver over the past 20 years. So he's not a pro, but he's a serious amateur. Wherever he can find an open mic and captive audience, you'll find him plying his trade.
Hi everybody, how you doing? My name is Mike, and when I first approached the chamber about doing this, I said, I'd like to do some stand-up comedy for your talent show. Do you want the G-rated show, or do you want the R-rated show? And they said, well, what's the difference? And I said, swearing. And they said, well, really? It's the same basic show, it just depends how much you swear? And I said, yeah, it's like a good Thai restaurant. It's the same basic menu, I can spice it to order. So then they said, well, do you have an X-rated show? And I said, you people disgust me. Okay, none of that actually happened. What did happen was I went up and I said, hi, I'd like to do some comedy for your talent show. And they said, okay, but we don't want any Chris Rock type stuff. And I said, okay, can you clarify that for me? What do you mean by no Chris Rock type stuff? And they said, no swearing, keep it G-rated. I said, okay, I can do that. I can give you a G-rated show. But, they said, we will be recording it, and it's on a 5-second tape delay, so if you do swear, we'll just bleep you, but try not to swear. I said, okay. Okay, so let me get this straight. A 5-second tape delay means if I'm going to tear off a blue streak, it has to be at least 6 seconds long. I'm down. I think I can do that. When we get to that part of the show, you guys will know. It'll be right before the giant hook comes in, and there goes me. So anyway, as you heard in the introduction, I'm a local resident here in Livingston. I have been since 2005, but I actually work over in Bozeman for Oracle, essentially writing software. It's a pretty good job. One of the stranger requirements of my job is to work where I work, you must have a Costco membership card. Now, this is not an official requirement, it's really more of a peer pressure type of thing. So if you're here tonight and you're in high school and you're looking forward to getting out of high school so you don't have to deal with peer pressure, I got bad news for you. It is not uncommon to hear conversations in the hallways where I work that sound like this. Well, if you need a USB flash drive, just go down to Costco. They have a 10-pack of them for $35. Usually these people are talking to me. And usually at that point I say, I don't need 10 flash drives, I just need one. And then they say, true, but you can't beat the per unit price. And besides, it's not like they go bad. That's true, USB flash drives don't really go bad, but this isn't always a selling point. Next time you're trying to sell a used car, and your buyer's kind of waffling, he's kind of vacillating, he's just about to make the decision, but he needs that extra little to get him over the edge, try throwing this one out and say, the engine won't mold. See how far that gets you. So Costco's whole thing is they sell in bulk. They sell in bulk in large quantities. Somehow this saves you money. I don't know how this works, but they say it does, and I believe them, because if you can't believe Costco, who can you believe? Am I right? I didn't know this, that they sell in bulk the first time I walked in. I didn't know this. So I went in to use their ATM. They got an ATM in there, and I went to get $60 of walking around money. So I go up to the ATM, and I put in my card, and I put in my PIN, I say, give me 60 bucks, and chunk, two $30 bills come out. Now, I know everything comes big at Costco, but this is ridiculous. I still got these $30 bills on a box on my dresser at home. I'm not quite sure what to do with them. The bank won't take them, which, stupid bank. You can buy all kinds of crazy stuff at Costco. You can buy catamarans, you can buy insurance, you can buy vacations, you can buy insurance for your catamaran vacation, I think. I like to play a game where I go into Costco and I see what the strange item du jour is that catches my eye. What do they have on the floor this time that seems weird to me? And the last time I did this, I walked in and what I saw was a pile of kayaks in cardboard boxes. Now, if we were going to play a game of Mad Libs and you said to me, I'd like to keep my blank in a cardboard box, or I'm sorry, in a pile, I would not necessarily guess that kayaks would be the word to fill that blank. I might guess horse trailers first. You keep your horse trailers in a pile? That is really strange. No. I keep my kayaks in a pile. Unexpected. So anyway, here's this pile of kayaks, this veritable heap of watercraft sitting in the middle of Costco. But that wasn't even the weirdest thing about the kayaks. The weirdest thing about these kayaks is they were selling them in a 4-pack. Now, this does me no good. There's 5 people in my family. My wife and I, we have 3 kids. And I said, what about my 4-year-old daughter? What about my little girl? She wants a kayak. As an American citizen, she's entitled to her own kayak. So I took what? It's in the Constitution. Look it up. So I took my concerns to the manager. And I said, hey, this is no good for me. I got 5 people in my family. And he said, I got you covered. He said, buy a second 4-pack. And I was like, well, that's going to give me 8 kayaks. I'm going to have 3 left over. And he said, true, but it's not like they go bad. Now, I am not an attorney. I know attorneys, but I'm not an attorney. And my limited understanding of the law leads me to believe at this point I'm legally obligated to buy a second 4-pack of kayaks. And I can't go to prison, so I did. But luckily, the 4-packs come with this convenient plastic carry handle so you can carry them. So I carried them out to my car, And sure enough, to this day, I've got 3 kayaks sitting in my garage at home, just not going bad. They're a little dusty, but as far as I can tell, they're still good. Now, if you have a business, and you go through a lot of material, either because you're selling it or because people are always stopping by to use the bathroom, whatever, it makes a lot of sense to me to buy in bulk. I understand how that could make sense. I'm not sure this is always a good deal for your average household. Let me tell you why. I moved here from Rapid City, South Dakota. In Rapid City, we didn't have a Costco, but we had a Sam's Club, which Sam's Club is very similar to Costco. It's a club membership, kind of a bulk buying place, but it's got kind of a people of Walmart sort of a vibe to it, if you catch my drift. And if you don't catch my drift, when you go home tonight, you want to avoid the dishes, the laundry, and whatever else, you'd rather just mess around, get on your computer and put in peopleofwalmart.com in your web browser. It's a good time. So anyway, I walk into the Sam's Club with my car the very first time, and I'm looking around at the dizzying array of things that I can buy, and my eye falls on this number 10 can of olives. I don't know if you guys are familiar with a number 10 can, but it's the biggest can the industry manufactures. It's about this big around if you look at it on end. And this is how restaurants typically buy their sliced jalapenos and their sauerkraut and whatever else they need. So I looked at this number 10 can and I said to myself, my family goes through a lot of olives. We cook with olives, we snack on olives, we're always eating olives. And we can use this number 10 can. Do you have any idea how many sliced olives come in a number 10 can? Shh. I think I just got bleeped live. How'd you do that, man? I'm just kidding. I know how. There's an electrode in the headset, and the sound guy knows my routine. A lot. We'll say there's a lot of olives in a number 10 can. And furthermore, when you open a can, you can't store an open can of food in your fridge because it will grow the weirdest kind of mold you've ever seen. Which, thank you, science. So I gotta do something else. So I start pulling out my Tupperware. And I start putting olives in Tupperware. And I'm pouring out the liquid, and I'm squishing them down, I'm laying the olives in, I'm lining all the little tubes, doing everything I can to save space. And I get done, and I'm out of Tupperware, and I have half a can of olives left. I had to go down to the store and buy more Tupperware to store the rest of these olives. I did the same thing with the new Tupperware, and I filled it up too, so I used up all the Tupperware I had. And I used up all the Tupperware that I bought, and finally, that stupid can was empty. But now I realize I have a problem. I've got dozens and dozens of Tupperware containers full of sliced olives sitting around. And they may only have cost $12.3 cents per ounce. 12.31 if you're an extreme couponer. But olives will go bad on you. And there is no way we're getting through all these olives before that happens. So I got to think of something fast. So I did what any rational person in my position would do. I became the neighborhood olive delivery guy. I went across the street to my neighbor, Don. I knocked on his door. Bam, 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 bam. I said, Don, do you want some olives? And he said, what? I said, do you want some olives? And he said, no, man. I needed olives on Tuesday. This is Thursday. Where were you with the olives on Tuesday? I said, I didn't have the olives on Tuesday. I have the olives today. And he said, well, whatever. I don't want the other neighbors to see you. Get off my porch. And he locked the door on me and he turned out the porch light. So I scampered across the street like some sort of undercover rat carrying olives to my other neighbor, and I knocked on the door over there, and I said, hey, ma'am, Gail, do you want some olives? And she said, what? And I said, do you want some olives? And she said, do you have any idea how weird that sounds, Mike? And I said, yeah, but you can't beat the per unit price. And that was just about the time that she maced me. Which I'm here to tell you was very unpleasant. You know what has not been unpleasant, though, is doing this bit for you guys right here. I've had a lot of fun. Thanks for listening.